Welcome to Souped Up Recipes. I'm Mandy. Today we're making a Hakka recipe, stir-fry silver needle noodles. It's unique and it tastes delicious. Although this recipe is not limited by the types of noodles, I want to show you how to make the silver needle noodles from scratch because it's fun and easy. Start by bringing 200 grams of water to a boil.
On the side here, combine 250 grams of rice flour with 80 grams of tapioca flour. Whisk thoroughly to incorporate them well. Pour the boiling hot water into the flour and stir at the same time. As I mentioned, this is a Hakka recipe. When the ancestors of Hakka people migrated from north to the south, they had to change their diet from wheat to rice. Without gluten, the rice flour dough doesn't have a good ductility, so you cannot shape the noodles. They came up with the idea of using hot water to gelatinize the starch. Then the dough becomes moldable and you can shape it however you want. Once all the water is well mixed, cover it and let it cool until lukewarm so it doesn't burn your hands. Slowly pour in some room temperature water in batches. Go in with your hand to knead it until it forms into a dough. Every brand of rice flour has different water absorption rate. You have to adjust it based on your situation. I used about 100 grams of water here. Rice flour dough is much easier to work with compared to wheat flour dough because it doesn't really stick to your hand. I know it looks like a mess right now. That is because my bowl is too small. I'm going to dump everything onto the cutting board so I can work on it with both of my hands. Continue to knead until it is non-stick and smooth. Divide it into 6 chunks. Roll each chunk into a thin log. Line up the flour strips and roughly cut them into small little pieces. You don't need a scale, just eyeball it. It is completely fine to have different sizes. Cover them with a bowl so they don't dry out. Next, I'll show you how to shape the noodles. Slightly mold your hand to cover a small piece of dough and shape the dough into pointy needle by rolling it back and forth. Then move the pressure to the middle and roll it into a long strip. Once you get used to it, you can do it with both hands. It is very easy. If you are fast enough, you really don't need to cover those dough pieces. Don't forget to turn the heat to medium and bring 3 liters of water to a boil. The rolling goes a lot faster than you think, like 5 seconds to make a couple. The amount that I gave is enough to serve 2 to 3 people. It takes about 15 minutes, which is just enough to bring the water to a boil. This is called yínzhēnfěn, translated as silver needle noodles. That you can tell by the shape. But in my hometown, it has an unappealing name called rat noodles. Why? Because the thickness of these noodles is just like the tail of the rat. I know, sometimes you probably find it very hard to empathize with the thoughts of how Chinese people name their food. Oh well, I hope the name does not kill your interest of trying this recipe, otherwise you're missing out. It's completely fine to pile up all the noodles together as long as you made the dough non-stick. Once you put them into the boiling water, they will separate right away. Make sure the pot is generously big because as soon as you drop in the noodles, they will drop the temperature as well. If you don't have enough water, the noodles would dissolve and you will end up with a pot of slurry. Also, don't stir the noodles immediately or else you will break the noodles. Give them 30 seconds for the starch to set. Then you will see that the noodles are separating from each other naturally. Once they float to the top of the water, keep cooking for just a minute. Do not overcook them because they will get soft. Take them out. Put all the noodles in the ice bath. This will give them a nice chewy texture. Just leave the noodles in there while we are prepping the rest of the ingredients. Here is 200 grams of beef, which I have already cut into 1/8 of an inch thick slices. Marinate it with 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, half teaspoon of dark soy sauce, a 1/4 teaspoon of 5-spice powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda to tenderize the meat. Last, drizzle in a tablespoon of vegetable oil. Mix well and set it aside for 15 minutes. 2 baby bok choy. Cut the stem part smaller and the leaves part bigger. Separate the leaves and the stem because they take different time to cook. This is pickled mustard green, also known as 酸菜. We only need half of a package. Slice it thinly. If you don't have it, you can use any other crunchy pickled vegetables as a replacement. If you are using store-bought pickles, give it a taste before cooking because the sodium and the acid level is different depending on the brand and the types of pickles that you're using. You may need to adjust your seasoning amount. I also julienned some carrot and minced 1 tablespoon of garlic. This is fermented black beans, also known as 豆豉. Run your knife over roughly. It has a strong smell and taste that will dominate the final flavor, so don't use too much. Some people will use a pre-made black bean sauce. You can do that too. They are equally interchangeable. I'll link this ingredient in the description. Crack 2 whole eggs and beat them well. Drain the silver needle noodles completely. Season them with 1.5 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 1.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, and some white pepper to taste. Mix thoroughly. Pre-seasoning the noodles is beginner-friendly because once the heat is on, you really have no time to look for the sauce and opening the bottles. Heat your wok until smoking hot. Add oil and swirl it around. Pour in the egg. Swirl the wok again so the egg can cover the bottom of the pan. Once most of the egg is set, flip it over and cook the other side for 10 seconds. Take it out and cut it into egg noodles. Set it aside. Turn the heat back on high. Add more oil and heat it until smoking hot. Toss in the beef. Stir it for a minute or 2. When using a gas stove, the circle where it contacts the flame is hotter than the center. That is why I line up the beef into a circle so it cooks evenly. Once most of the beef is changed color, you can remove it to the side. Make sure you tilt the wok so you can leave the excess oil behind. We will use that to saute the garlic, the fermented black beans, the julienne carrot, the pickled mustard green, and the bok choy stem. Keep cooking for a couple of minutes. The pickled mustard green is salty already, so we don't need to season these vegetables. Of course, if you didn't use any salty pickles, you may need to sprinkle a little bit salt here. Add the well-drained silver needle noodles to the wok along with the beef, egg, and the leafy part of the baby bok choy. The rice noodles are already cooked, but they were in the ice bath. Now we just want to heat it up. Also, rice noodles like to stick to the bottom of the wok, so you just do your best. If you see the bottom becomes sticky, don't freak out. That is completely normal. A little bit of hot water soaking will get it off, so don't worry about it at all. Last, I like to sprinkle some toasted sesame seeds. Add some chili flake to spice it up. Give a final toss and you are done. I just can never say no to stir-fry noodles. Homemade is even better. They are nice and chewy. I love the fermented taste and the crunchy texture from the pickled mustard green. I have made this recipe many times with pork and chicken too. They are equally delicious.
I hope you give this a try soon. As always, you can click the link in the description and find the printable recipe. Thank you for watching. This video is sponsored by Souped Up Recipes Carbon Steel Wok. This is the wok that I'm selling, and I am proud to recommend it to you as I have been using it on my channel for years. It is lightweight, it responds to heat changes quickly and evenly. It can also sustain super high temperature without damage, perfect for wok cooking. If you like Chinese food and you want to learn how to make it at home better than takeout, you definitely need one of these, as it is the most basic cookware in Chinese cuisine. If you want to buy it, the link is in the description. Go check it out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!